Ireland, the land of 100,000 welcomes.
Home to 4.7 million people.
With a global community of over 70 million.
In Ireland, we say, Ní neart go cur le chéile. There is no strength without working together.
Yet some communities face isolation. They are disenfranchised and often forgotten. My name's Hannah.
I'm Jack.
I'm Alison.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Roisin, and this is Sinead on Tech.
At Enactus Dublin City University, we embody our mission to be Ireland's leading university of social enterprise. There are just 5 of us standing up here today, but Enactus DCU has a strong team of 60 members who have worked tirelessly to bring our portfolio of projects to life.
This year, we invested over 5,000 volunteer hours into our 4 Enactus projects, each seeking to empower these forgotten communities. Today, we'll present 2 of these projects, Prison Break and Head Starts.
Where others see ex-prisoners, we see a chance to start over. Where others see intellectual disabilities, we see abilities. And where others see challenges, we see an opportunity for change.
There are currently over 3,800 people in the prison system in Ireland. Of these prisoners, 60% reoffend within 3 years of their release.
But why? When people leave prison, they face discrimination and have few employment opportunities. They rarely receive the necessary support to reintegrate into society. Before they're even released, the odds are already stacked against them.
Improving the situation will benefit all of society. The yearly cost to the Irish taxpayer for just one prisoner is nearly €69,000.
In October 2016, we partnered with Care After Prison, a peer-led charity that supports ex-prisoners and their families. Their aim is to reduce reoffending rates in Ireland. We saw Care After Prison as the perfect partner for Enactus DCU.
During an early meeting with Care After Prison, we heard Kieran's story, an ex-prisoner with a qualification in fitness instructing. However, despite his experience volunteering in this area, he was unemployed and relying on social welfare payments from the government.
We saw an opportunity. Could we enable Kieran to run fitness classes for students in our university?
We conducted 2 needs assessments, one with Care After Prison and one with DCU students.
We discovered that Care After Prison faces a lack of funding and a lack of awareness for the problems former offenders and their families face. The stigma surrounding ex-prisoners also makes it difficult to secure employment.
Our needs assessment with DCU students identified that there was a market for our fitness classes. 95% of students surveyed said they would be interested in attending on-campus classes run by an ex-prisoner, making Prison Break the ultimate study break.
Market research suggested that €5 per person per class was a competitive price point. We ensured a sustainable revenue stream through the weekly fees for the classes. And we break down every €5 with €1 going to Care After Prison, €1 to be reinvested back into the project, and €3 going to Kieran.
In February, we ran a 7-week pilot program to see if it would be feasible as a full-scale Enactus project. We got off to a great start with 8 people at our first session. We promoted our classes through social media marketing and word of mouth in order to increase our membership.
As a result of our pilot program, we developed a sustainable solution to combat the 3 issues we identified in our needs assessment. We indirectly impacted the 6 workers at Care After Prison by raising funds and awareness.
€46 went directly to Care After Prison. We raised awareness by publishing articles about Prison Break in both DCU and local Dublin media outlets. We received over 90,000 media impressions, including the coverage we received when we featured on Ireland's biggest online newspaper, the Independent.ie.
We have indirectly impacted the lives of 22 students by providing affordable fitness classes. At the same time, Prison Break is tackling a growing problem in Irish society. The World Health Organization estimates that by 2030, nearly 90% of Irish adults will be overweight or obese.
Derek, a current prisoner, is another indirect impact. Derek came along with Kieran for our final 2 classes, and Prison Break is an ideal place for Derek to gain experience as he's currently studying health and fitness through a prison educational programme.
Our main impact, Kieran, received an income of €138. We are providing a new revenue source for someone whose only income was social benefits. But our impact was more than financial gain. We have introduced Kieran to a university environment and given him access to a new client base.
It's impacted on my life where it's given me kind of a hope. This will lead on to things maybe down the road. I've never felt judged coming here. Never felt judged at DCU College, and that's a big hurdle to get over. Because it gives you a lot of confidence. Then you don't feel that, and you can be your natural self. So it meant that I was able to have extra few quid for bus fares, maybe to go to see my kids, which was great. You know, I'm just very grateful. You know, for the college and giving me the opportunity to further myself and just maybe get something going that can grow, you know, and give people a chance like myself and Derek.
Prison Break has improved lives in 3 ways. As Kieran said himself, Prison Break is opening doors for him. By bringing Kieran to a university environment, we are breaking down a barrier of judgment and making him feel welcome. This is socially empowering for Kieran. We are introducing ex-prisoners, one of the most marginalised members of society, to university students, one of the most advantaged sections of society.
Kieran is no longer solely relying on governmental support, and this is economically empowering for him. Along with this, the reinvestment of funds back into the project ensures that Prison Break is economically sustainable.
Our outdoor classes have no negative environmental impacts compared to if you're using machines in a gym.
Prison Break also fulfills 3 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals: good health and well-being, decent work and economic growth, and reduced inequalities.
To date, we have generated €230. We have 1 direct impact and 29 indirect impacts.
And while those figures may seem modest, you have seen the deep impact that our project has had on Kieran. And most importantly, we have demonstrated proof of concept by establishing a viable, scalable business model that can be replicated on any university campus in Ireland.
This academic year, we plan on running Prison Break as a full-scale Enactus project. We have already recruited our new fitness instructor, Angelo, who will run his first class in October.
To demonstrate how Prison Break can grow, we have made projections for the next 2 years. In year 1, we will run 22 weekly classes with 10 participants, generating €1,100.
Then, in year 2, we will expand to running 1 class per week on each of DCU's 3 campuses. With 12 participants at each class, our yearly revenue will be €3,960. By the end of year 2, we aim to have provided employment to 4 ex-prisoners.
We have seen the success of our pilot program, but we know that our project can evolve and our impacts can multiply.
Prison Break is breaking down a barrier and offering individuals the chance for a fresh start. This year, we provided Kieran with an opportunity to branch out of his normal routine and act as an educator in a university environment.
Kieran has since moved into full-time employment, working as a peer mentor in an Irish charity organisation. Our new trainer, Angelo, will be empowered in the same way we empower Kieran. We are igniting a change in ex-prisoners.
While Kieran is an example of how we created a deep impact from a new venture, our next project, Head Starts, demonstrates how we further enable progress in an existing enterprise.
Set up in 2012, the second project we will present to you today is Enactus DCU's most established project.
While Special Olympics provides an excellent outlet for people who love sports, there is nothing in our local community to provide the arts to people with intellectual disabilities. Head Starts filled that gap.
Head Starts offers weekly dance, drama, music and art classes to 41 people with intellectual disabilities, powered by a team of 42 volunteers.
Our 2-hour classes offer our members to meet with people outside of their families and carers, introducing them to a whole new circle of friends. Our motto is, why fit in when you were born to stand out?
Over the past 4 years, we've watched as our members have grown in confidence, made new friends, developed their communication skills, and explored their creative talents. We've run 11 classes each semester, with a showcase for family and friends at the end of each term.
We charge our members a weekly fee to ensure that Head Start is economically sustainable. The fees are used to pay for insurance, the cost of our showcase, and for supplies for every class.
While this model has been running successfully for almost 4 years, in April 2016, we saw an opportunity to develop and enhance our service.
At the end of our second semester, we carried out needs assessments to gain feedback on our current Head Starts model. We learned that while the classes running throughout the college semester were fulfilling their purpose, there was a demand for more classes throughout the summer months. We saw an opportunity to expand our service with the introduction of a summer programme.
Once the need for a summer programme was identified, we designed an informative flyer, which was distributed to local organisations who were unaware of our Head Start services. We saw this as an opportunity to recruit new members for our classes.
And having received a very positive response from new organisations who provide care for people with intellectual disabilities, we anticipated that there would be an increased demand for our service. We implemented a social media strategy to recruit new volunteers for our summer camp programme. We publicised Head Starts via an interview on a Dublin City radio station, through articles in local newspapers, and through our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts.
Our summer programme commenced in July and ran for 2 hours every Tuesday evening. We held 4 weeks of classes and a showcase for friends and family members in our 5th class. We charge a flat rate for the 4 weeks of €20 for 1 hour or €30 for 2 hours. There was also an option to pay weekly at a rate of €6 for 1 hour or €8 for 2 hours.
Our summer program was a huge success, with 60 new members and 12 new volunteers joining Head Starts, along with 8 existing members and 15 existing volunteers returning. And we generated €455 from our summer classes.
These figures, combined with our totals from Semester 1 and Semester 2, resulted in a total of 41 direct impacts, 124 indirect impacts, and a revenue figure of €1,841, our most successful Head Starts year to date.
Our new members fell in love with our classes, and we watched them develop week on week, interacting with our volunteers, making new friends, and coming out of their shells in our dance, drama, and art classes.
The most rewarding change implemented this year was the promotion of Grace to a leadership role. Grace is one of our more long-term capable members and is also visually impaired. The dance teachers realised that Grace was ready for further progress in the classes, and we saw an opportunity for empowerment. Each week, Grace joined the dance teacher at the top of the class, choreographing new dance moves and helping her fellow classmates. Her new leadership role helped her to realise her own potential.
And yet, Head Starts is not only enabling progress in our own university. In February of 2016, another Enactus Ireland team based in the west of the country, Enactus National University of Ireland, Galway, having seen the deep impact of our project, approached us and asked us if they could replicate the Head Starts model on their campus. This was the first Enactus expansion of its kind in Ireland, illustrating that Head Starts is not only a viable business model, it's a scalable, impactful one.
The €1,841 generated by Head Starts is reinvested back into the programme, ensuring that it is an economically sustainable project.
But with Head Starts, the value doesn't come in the form of money.
It comes in the form of enabling our members to be the best versions of themselves.
It comes in the form of encouraging confidence and communication.
It comes in the form of improving lives.
And Head Starts is also helping to achieve 2 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, good health and well-being, and reduced inequalities.
Over the next academic year, we plan to expand our service further by running an additional evening of Head Starts classes on another DCU campus. This will facilitate the new members that joined us during our summer programme, allowing us to increase our capacity. The recruitment of a new team of volunteers will allow our classes to run smoothly. And based on the success of our summer programme, we expect to double our impacts in 2017.
That's double the empowerment in the lives of our members. That's double the social inclusion. That's double the extra help that's so valued by their families. That's double the personal development for people like Grace.
We are igniting a change in people with intellectual disabilities.
Níneart go cur le chéile. There is no strength unless we work together. We united together and used our entrepreneurial action to better the lives of Ireland's forgotten communities.
With the two projects we presented to you today, we've empowered two groups of disadvantaged people in Ireland, ex-prisoners and people with intellectual disabilities.
These projects illustrate Enactus Dublin City University's ability to identify opportunity, implement entrepreneurial vision, and improve lives in an economically, socially, and environmentally sustainable way.
With Head Starts, the longest running Enactus Ireland project, it would have been easy to keep running it as it is, but we didn't want easy, we wanted innovation, so we expanded with a summer programme and new locations.
We saw an opportunity and took a risk with Prison Break, our newest project. We are improving the livelihood of an ex-prisoner. We have created a sustainable source of revenue for him to build a career, visit his children, and empower him to do what he loves most, improving people's physical and mental health.
We have ran a total of 4 projects this year.
We have directly impacted 57 lives.
We have indirectly impacted 198 lives.
We have generated a total revenue of €2,840.
We have ensured our projects have a sustainable financial stream.
But our impacts are more than just figures. Our impacts are the stories behind the figures, like Kieran and Grace.
We're breaking down barriers, giving people a voice, and are part of creating a future that our small nation can be excited about.
We are Enactus DCU.
On the Prison Break, just for future expansions, do you have some qualifying standard of what kind of offense they went to prison for in terms of what would make them able to participate in the future?
So the charity that we work with, Care After Prison, they only work with prisoners who have committed a sentence which gives them under 3 years in prison, and they also don't work with people who've committed a sexual crime. So they are the kind of prisoners that we work with.
I'm curious, for each of the programs, they're both quite unique in their models. What do you feel would be the big challenges in terms of scaling each of them in the future? Because you've obviously already started a program in the western part of the country. So I'm just curious about that and what the plans are for future years.
I'll take that question. Thank you very much. So we have a strong team, as I mentioned, of 60 members in Enactus DCU. And I think to date, the most difficult thing about scaling a project is obviously that students move on and move on until after they've graduated. But our team this year is actually really strong. We have 2 first-year members on our team here. Myself, I'm a final year, so I'll be moving on. But I think we've passed it on really, really well. And we've finally got that kind of progression that I think we were really looking for from the beginning. So from here on out, I think scalability will be much easier.
So at the moment, Prison Break, we're working with Care After Prison. So thankfully, while we're working with Care After Prison, we've been lucky enough to have enough ex-prisoners coming through our system that their skill set is fitness. At the moment, that's all Prison Break is, working with people who are qualified in fitness, but obviously there is so much room for expansion into different areas of people's expertise, like art or cooking or something like that. So in the future, maybe 5 years down the line, we would love to expand with other skill sets.